I am Spanish-born, British classical architect, and also the director of studies of the Classic Planning Academy. And in this quick presentation, the last one, I find funny that we started with the Classic Planning Institute. We are almost ending with the Classic Planning Academy. This is our logo, and I'm bringing it because it has two symbols that represent the profession of the architects, the compass and the rose. The compass represents the precision, and the rose represents beauty, because that's what architects do. We design beauty in a precise way. I want to make a small homage here to one of the greatest Spanish classicist architects, who is Rafael Manzano Martos, who obtained the Driehaus Prize. And I think that this is also to encourage every country to find their own classical architect who continued the tradition. UK has a big mythology on the continuation of tradition, and it's important. This man restored half of Spain and received the Driehaus Prize in 2010. In honor of him, there is a prize in Spain called the Rafael Manzano Martos Prize for New Traditional Architecture, which is quite a strong competition where villages will apply to get the chance of being part of the competition, and then architects will represent it. I'm bringing all this because I think it's ideas that you are making here a big revolution, and it will be and I thought that it's things that you can implement very easily in your country. This is something that we have been talking about the whole lecture, about the importance of craft. Without craft, we wouldn't be here. We need craft to create beauty, and that's basically it. And sometimes we think we are told that there are no craft. I mean, we have here this wonderful painter that has shown us this wonderful paint, and sometimes we don't know if those artisans, they are here. They may be just next door. So this initiative, this network of traditional building mastercraft, is something that my colleague Alejandro Garcia Armida started in Spain, and it's basically a huge database of all the craftsmen available in Spain. It's a live list, so whenever they discover new ones, they are added. Because sometimes something that happens is that craftsmen don't want to get much involved with the architects. They feel that we architects, we belittle them, and on the contrary, we need the craft because they are the executors of the beauty, and sometimes they have more knowledge than we do. That's why we need them. And it's important to keep a database so that everyone can access them. And this is an amazing initiative, because what it has created is that people who are masters on a specific technique, they are getting more and more work because people know that they are there. The final one is the Richard Driehaus Architectural Competition, which is a competition for everyone. While the Manzano Martos Prize is a prize to honor architects, the Driehaus competition is for anyone who wants to participate and create something. I would say, this has been running since 2015. It's the precursor of all the many counter-proposal competitions that we're having now. So, one thing that we have been talking these days is how the dream of modernism has produced monsters. And sometimes modernism is happy with that. And what's the solution for more modernism? More modernism, more monsters, bigger monsters to scare the old ones. And the only thing that is left to us is the despair to the greatness of the past. We can't do anything just but cry and to lament that. We are not given the choice of doing that until now. Here in Norway, you are leading a wonderful initiative, and you are being leaders on a big revolution, as we have been seeing these days, to make that lady stop crying and be happy, because now we can emulate the past. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do at the Classic Planning Institute and our commitment to beauty and the creation of beautiful places that will last centuries. We combine the classical mindset with holistic education and practice, and we want to make the traditional revival on architecture available to everyone. We are international. We are friends and colleagues of all the main architectural uprisings and summer schools. But one of the things that we offer, you know all very well my colleague Nir, who has been introducing this lecture, we offer courses at graduate level that are highly accessible and entirely online. So these courses allow you to learn classical architecture from the comfort of your house. And you will learn the principles of classical architecture as you would learn at university, but in a hardly anybody teaches them anymore, so we get people from all over the world who come to us to learn. I mean, we have Brandon Rowe here, which is one of the scarce and great examples of a classical professor who still teaches classical architecture, but unfortunately, he's one of the exceptions that confirm the rule. But thanks to him, very few places, and Branko Mikrovic, they are bringing that to reality. We are here for those who cannot take the privilege of having a present class, and or they cannot, they are in a different stage of their career, and therefore they can come to us and learn. We offer a first-year program based on architectural literacy and classic planning basics. It lasts 30 weeks. It's quite an intense program where you will learn how to draw this architecture. And you will not have any more that despair to the greatness of the past. You will be able to build it. I mean, all these were drawings from students of previous years who have learned how to draw with us. This is one of our best students' project, one of the gates. I was speaking before with many of you, telling which will be the exercises. This student didn't know how to draw classical architecture, and he learned virtually with us. He's a wonderful sculptor, so if you can check him, Charles Mosto, that will be an amazing thing. And we also do, as part of our exercise, we do counter proposals. This is a new development in Jerusalem, and as you can see, it's full of skyscrapers. I mean, I know that I'm limited in time, I cannot extend more, but based also on the comments that Nikos was mentioning, among other, and basically, of course, on all the content on the art of classic planning, which I recommend every one of you to read, we have created a counter-proposal that maximizes the density, creates pocket squares, and create a much better neighborhood by just chopping all the heights and distributing them through the plot. That way, we get more manageable green spaces. We still get quite a big amount of green spaces, but they are more close to the environment. Michael Diamant also always mentioned the importance of the communal courtyard for the development of a community, and also the importance itself of creating a community by just being able to relate with the people around you. This is where we stopped last year. We are continuing because we got the students from last year who wanted to continue with us on a second year and continue developing this wonderful proposal that maybe in a close future we will be able to show you in its full extent and glory. So how can you know more about us? You can join our event by classes. I know that some of you, at least yesterday there were a couple of them who already had joined, and we were having discussion of that. We have classes every week by Dr. Buras and every 2 weeks by myself. Join us, and if you have done before, no two classes are the same. Join our courses that you can check in the classicplanning.org. And finally, the presentation was a bit about Norway. So Spain and Norway have a long relationship. In the 10th century, you sacked several ports in Spain, so we know you from long ago. But in 13th century, things were a bit better, and this lady, Christine of Norway, she came and married a Spanish prince. The poor lady couldn't support Spain, and she died of nostalgia of her beloved Norway. But she made the prince make a promise, which was build a chapel to St. Olaf. The prince didn't build the chapel, but unfortunately, I mean, this is her tomb in the city of Covarrubias, but unfortunately in 2010, they built this. Yeah. So what I am asking you is please come back and invade us again with the beautiful architecture that you are designing here. Thank you very much.